Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to our Women's Health Tuesday Q&A. And we're spending a few weeks this time discussing special considerations for training older women, not old women, older women. And today's topic is grip strength. Okay. We touched last week on the sit to stand test being a measure for longevity in older women. And another measure for longevity, perhaps a more potent one, is grip strength. Okay. Grip strength is used as a biomarker for overall strength, for upper limb function, for bone mineral density, for risk of fracture, for risk of falling, for their nutrition. So whether they've got malnutrition or not, it can be measured with grip strength. Cognitive impairment, depression, anxiety, sleep problems, diabetes, multimorbidities like dementia, heart disease, disease specific mortality, say you've got diabetes, future function, and other problems associated with hospitalization. So it is a huge issue for anyone who is aging. Okay, but when many of these issues, thinking osteoporosis, heart disease, dementia, when many of these issues affect more women than men, we have a solid argument for training grip strength as early as possible for as long as possible. So, I mean, think about the traditional grip strength tasks. Think about taking the lids off jars. That's the only one that's coming to mind at the moment. We're often outsourcing those to our husbands. We've got to stop and we've got to start training that now. And you know, in the gym, it's fairly easy to do. Anytime you're using your hands, you're training your grip strength. So I'd like you to avoid using assistance tools like the hand straps where possible, or maybe just avoid using them all the time. So if you want to train the grip strength, you're thinking about farmer's carry, so heavy dumbbells walking along the gym floor. You're thinking any hanging exercise where you've got to support your body weight. And then you're thinking, you know, holding different things. So yeah, dumbbells train your grip strength, but they train it in a very standard way. What we'd like to do is build on the diversity of what someone can do with their grip strength. So what are they holding? Different size containers, sandbags, barbells, kettlebells, Vipers, TRX, shopping bags, just your regular green shopping bags. We used to fill them full of sand down at the beach and make our women hang them off her shoulders and then carry them in her hands as well. Hanging off bars, we've already discussed. So variety is important for grip strength because, like every muscle, your fingers and your forearms do more than one thing. Okay, they don't just hold a standard size dumbbell by your sides. They'll hold it here, they'll hold it here, they'll hold it like this, they'll hold it like that. All the ways are good. Just resist the urge to repeat dumbbells day in, day out. Now, women generally have smaller muscle mass overall, so that makes us, like our forearms, even smaller than small, which makes grip training and specific grip training even more important. Okay, and then we've already discussed, you know, women being higher risk of falling and then ending up in hospital because they've fallen. We're wobblier when we're in our menstrual phase, which makes stability more important to train, but also makes us more at risk of falling. But then we're stiffer in the postmenopausal time, which also impacts our balance. Okay, so I've put a link in the bio in Instagram, and I'll put a link in the comments on Facey for where you can get a specific strength, grip strength measurement tool. And then think about, you can measure it using the tool alone, or you can measure it with time under tension, like how long can someone hold a specific weight. You can measure it with repetitions, so if they're holding this specific weight, how many lunges are they doing in that time? Or absolute weight, how heavy is that dumbbell they're holding? Or if they're hanging from a bar, how long can they hold that for? Time under tension, repetition, absolute weight, the same way we measure fitness and strength in any other field. And then just when we're talking about longevity, I just felt the need to put a little side note in here. We're not talking about living forever. What we're talking about is sharpening the curve to death. Okay? So basically, instead of getting sicker and sicker and sicker and sicker and sicker until we die, the goal is to be as active and healthy as possible for as long as possible before we die, even if we die at the same age. So that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about healthy aging and longevity and buffering ourselves from illness. So if you have any questions, you can message me, and I'd love to hear your feedback if you're starting to do this with your perimenopausal, postmenopausal women. But to be honest, grip strength, you really need to be training it as early as possible, for the same reasons as we're lifting heavy weights, as early as possible. All right, long, healthy lives with as few years sick on medication with chronic disease as possible. I'll see you all next Tuesday.